Yeah, I'm not out to kill people. The truth is we do work hard. You're going to get a hard, intense workout. You're just not going to get beat up. There's a difference. We're going to push you and physically take you to your limits and maybe even emotionally, but at the same time, I'm not going to do that by beating the ever-loving heck out of you where you're walking home every single night with bruises and, and welts and chop marks. I mean, of course you're going to get your chops. It's part of wrestling. But at the same time, I'm not out to kill people. I mean, we all like contact. We all like the contact. When you get into pro wrestling, you know what you're getting into, and you like the physicality of it. So I'm not saying you're not going to get chopped. You're going to have days where it's going to be tough and you're going to get hit hard. But at the same time, it's not going to kill you. You're not going to walk out of there going, oh, I feel like crap. You're going to walk out of there going, I love this. I can't wait for my next training session.
Now, from the exposure you've gotten from the promotions you've worked for, you've gotten to do motion capture and voice work for WWE video games. How did you initially get set up with that?
Man, my girlfriend at the time, Lizzie Valentine, had applied, saw an ad online that they were looking for some motion capture actors for the game. And she applied, and I applied, and she got an audition, and I didn't. But I had taken her to the audition. I was sitting in the lobby. And while sitting in the lobby, I started talking with the lady who was running, the receptionist area about wrestling and about what was going on. And she looked at me and she's like, well, you seem to know a lot about this wrestling. How come you're not auditioning? And I was like, well, they never called me back. I set my stuff in, but no one got back to me. And she looked and she was like, oh, man, my husband's the director. Let me get you an audition. And she brought me in. I did a cold reading, and then they called me in for the gig. And it's been 6 years now that I've been doing it. And it's got to be my favorite gig I've ever done. I mean, the wrestling shows and the companies I've worked for have been awesome, but there's nothing cooler than putting on the mocap suit and the mocap balls to be, to play WWE. I mean, I got to be Rey Mysterio in this last year's game that just came out, SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, or that's coming out, I guess. I got to be Rey Mysterio and Teddy Long. I've been Rob Van Dam in the past games. I've been Mick Foley, Mankind in past games. So I've really gotten to do a lot of cool stuff, deliver the lines, do the script, and just be a part of, making a video game. I mean, as a young guy or as a guy growing up, I mean, I'd say that's another one of those dreams of being a part of a video game. And it's SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 when they wanted me to do voiceovers and my voices in the game as one of the custom voices for the create a character mode. I mean, that was the coolest thing ever because I was able to go create myself, on the looks. And then I'm playing with my voice where I'm just like, Triple H, I don't like your attitude. I mean, it was a ton of fun. And on that same year, I got to go sit in on the voiceover sessions with guys like Stone Cold and John Cena. And, I mean, it was awesome. And it continues to be awesome in each year, and hopefully again this year I'll be able to do it. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it really is the coolest gig.
Yeah, so you do get to interact with the guys that you were doing the voices of, though.
Generally, you record the voiceovers separately, but I was also working one of those years as a production coordinator on the game, so I did get to go do a lot of the voiceover sessions. I essentially got to set up a lot of the travel for the THQ. And the Hydrogen Whiskey, who were the 3D design team. I got to do a lot of set up their travel, set up the recording studios, and then just make arrangements with the limos and all that for the superstars. So based on where the recordings were going on, I got to go sit in on the sessions.
That's really cool. Now, what's a rib or a road story you can share with our listeners?
Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry?
What's a rib or a road story you can share with our listeners?
Huh. One road story, I don't know if you call it a rib. I mean, Vic Grimes always considers it a rib gone bad that really screwed him. I don't know if it really was a rib or if it was just an oversight on his mind. But one of the times when we were leaving Philadelphia after one of our shows, we're all getting ready to go on the plane, and Vic's going through security, and Vic got stopped by security, and he's like, I don't know why I'm being stopped. And they asked to search his bag, and they went through his bag, and all of a sudden they found that he had a butterfly knife on him. I don't know if it was a switchblade or a butterfly knife. It was one of the two. Regardless, he had a knife, and he had an illegal knife at that on him. I think it was a switchblade. I don't know. I don't know which knife's illegal. But anyways, to make a long story short, Vic ended up having to stay in jail. It was a holiday weekend, and he had to stay in jail in Philly for 3-4 days until the holiday weekend ended, and he was able to be released and stuff. that he is to this day, I believe, convinced that someone put the knife in there as a joke just to fuck with him. And in the end, I mean, he served a little bit of time because of it. It's the good old wrestling ribs, man, the destructive ribs. It's so funny, isn't it?
It is. It's very funny. Now, what are some of your other business ventures that you can talk about?
Man, I do a lot of this and a lot of that. I do a lot of the DVD. I used to do all the DVD authoring and Blu-ray authoring for Big Vision Entertainment. So all of their wrestling releases, and like even WSX, I was the one who actually made the DVDs. All the FIP titles that Big Vision was putting out, all the Glow titles. I do all the authoring and menu design and stuff like that. I do that for other companies, for independent films, horror movies, and such like that. And then aside from that, man, I pursue a career of Hollywood entertainment, man. So it's just a little of this, a little of that. I've been trying to shop some television show ideas, written some scripts, and just trying to make some stuff happen out here in the, in the city of Hollywood.
That's awesome. We here at False Count Radio want to wish you the best and all that, man.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it very much.
Now, go ahead and plug your website one more time and your school, and we'll go ahead and wrap it up if that's cool.
Awesome, man. Go check out the website, www.makemeaprowrestler.com. Each and every month I'm doing what I can to expand it and take it to the next level. In fact, not this set of shows, but probably within the next set of shows we start promoting, we're going to start running some live webcasts of the events. Try that out. See if we can get some people outside of the Cali area to get into our product, because this Sunday, September 26th, we got what's going to be an amazing show. It's the start of our 3-show trilogy. We're calling it Hearts on Fire, where the Hobo is going to take on the punk rock powerhouse Brawlin' Bo Cooper for the Headblade-sponsored fur-lined Fit Pit Pro Championship belt, and it's going to be an amazing match and an amazing show that people don't want to see, because also on that show, we got international wrestling superstar from AAA. We got Rocky Romero making his debut, not to mention the lovely, beautiful, and sexy Lizzie Valentine, plus all the Fit Pit regulars like Mario Banks, Cuba Castro, Haynes Classic, AC Spade, The Butcher, El Carnicero, and more. This is going to be a show that I'm excited about, and I can't wait to show people this version of a product that we created. I mean, it's a little bit out there, it's a little bit different, and it definitely focuses on story and character. There's going to be good wrestling too. I'm not neglecting the fact that the wrestling will be good, but it's just so much more than that, and it's an entertainment extravaganza. So check that out. MakeMeAProWrestler.com for all the information. If you want to know what else I'm up to in my personal life, go check out my site at www.imsmiley.com.